Africa Global Radio. Our story, our growth, our future.
Headlines across Africa.
Welcome to Africa Global Radio. I'm Itumeleng Lebogang, bringing you headlines across Africa for Friday, 3rd of November. In today's bulletin, we begin with a detailed report on the broader story that suggests Botswana's rising maternal mortality may be a worldwide pandemic stemming from the COVID-19 vaccine effects. President Paul Kagame highlights visa-free entry for Africans during the opening of the 23rd Global Summit of the World Travel and Tourism Council. And Cape Town hosts the ongoing international opera competition simply titled Operalia. Recent statistics from Statistics Botswana indicate that in 2021, 240 women per 100,000 maternities lost their lives. This is in comparison to 126 to 166 deaths per 100,000 pregnancies between 2014 and 2020. In fact, the 2021 COVID-19 statistics showed that 54% of maternal deaths in Botswana died during pregnancy, while 44% died after the pregnancy. According to the chairman of the Botswana Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, severe preeclampsia is the leading cause of direct maternal deaths in Botswana. For better guidance, we decided to study recent articles of trusted medical websites to understand what this is. According to Harvard University's website, preeclampsia is a common and dangerous complication of pregnancy that causes high blood pressure and excess protein in urine. The condition is also associated with swelling of the legs, hands, face, or entire body. Preeclampsia can cause kidney and liver abnormalities, blood clotting problems, headache, stroke, and even death. These symptoms make it harder to deliver nutrients and oxygen to a growing fetus. Hoping this is an isolated case unique to the southern African country, we found a report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention which counted 1,205 American women who died of maternal causes in 2021 compared with 861 in 2020 and 754 in 2019. In our rationale of the details in these reports, we reviewed information published mid-October by the Clinical Practice for the Yale School of Medicine and compared it to the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine provided by the Netherlands National Institute for Public Health and the Environment. On the yalemedicine.org website, an article on rising maternal mortality stated the following causes for this worldwide issue. These are heart disease, stroke, and weakened heart muscle. In addition, hypertension, which leads to preeclampsia, as well as underlying mental health conditions, have been associated with maternal deaths. On the other side of our comparative table, we reviewed the Netherlands agency's listed side effects of various COVID-19 vaccines, including Pfizer and Moderna. These are shortness of breath, chest pain, and a forceful heartbeat that may sometimes be irregular, severe or worsening headache or blurred vision, inflammation of the heart muscle, and the outer lining of the heart were also observed. While these inflammatory conditions are most often in boys and younger men between 12 and 30 years old, the article stated that women and young people are more likely to have side effects after vaccination. The bottom line is this: the symptoms of high blood pressure, which is known to be a major risk for pregnant women, match the common side effects of the mRNA vaccines made by Pfizer and Moderna, despite being recommended for pregnant women. President Paul Kagame made an announcement in the Rwandan capital yesterday that any African will be able to get on a plane to Rwanda whenever they wish, and they will not pay a thing to enter the country. The president of Rwanda said this at the 3-day Global Summit of the World Travel and Tourism Council, which began on Wednesday and ends today. Other countries that have waived visas to African nationals are Gambia, Benin, and Seychelles. Once implemented, Rwanda will become the 4th African country to remove travel restrictions for Africans. The ongoing 30th anniversary edition of Operalia continues to offer important exposure to contestants as they sing in front of managers, agents, and casting directors. Created 30 years ago by Spanish tenor Placido Domingo, the international jury got to work this week to observe 34 contestants selected from an initial pool of about 800 singers this year. Those South Africans, Luvo Maranti, Sakiwe Mkosana, Nombule Luyende, and Sipokazi Moltino were selected as semi-finalists. The latter two made it into the finals for Opera and Zarzuela, respectively. Audiences from all over the world will be able to watch the Operalia 2023 finals on Sunday, November 5th at 1800 hours Central African Time on Medici.tv and via Facebook Live on the Placido Domingo and Operalia accounts. Before we close this bulletin, I must emphasize and encourage all listeners to review the matter on maternal mortality for themselves and consult honest medical specialists on their own risk profile and not take for granted the cautionary note in this bulletin. And with that, we've come to the end of Headlines Across Africa with me, Itumeleng Lebogang. Join us again on Monday for a full week of bulletins right here on Africa Global Radio.
For this and more, check us out on africaglobalradio.com. On Facebook and YouTube, Africa Global Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, AF Global Radio.